Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rachahakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect. And I wanted to go into the story of the manna being sent from heaven, all right, for the children of Israel as they were separating from Egypt, and going on a journey, which, that journey from Egypt, to the promised land of Canaan, because the Canaanites were inhabiting the land at that time. It should have took no longer than 3 weeks, but because of unbelief, okay, because of murmuring, all right, because of sin, and our people longing to go back to Egypt, it ended up being a 40-year journey in which our people just walked in circles, all right, and that's what our people are doing here in Babylon the Great. All right, they want to continuously walk in circles instead of going straight into the promised land in a spiritual sense, right? As Abraham, when he was awakened from that state of being raised as a Gentile, when he was restored to his natural and true legacy as one of the sons of the Most High God, all right, he went straight to the promised land. So we are likened unto the children of faith, and we're linked directly to Abraham. All right, not only are we the physical descendants of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but we're linked in spirit to our fathers due to faith. Okay, after being awakened to who we truly are, we put off the ways of Egypt. All right, and spiritually we look forward. All right, and we didn't go sideways, we didn't go backwards. Okay, there's nothing to look back to. All right, we're entering into some very, very interesting, times, whereas we don't know exactly how Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is going to cover us. Okay, but we do know that they will cover us because it is written, as the scriptures say, the elect and servants of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai will eat. All right. And we're coming up on the times where a lot of us are going to lose particular comforts, even if for a while we're able to keep, some of these jobs, or we're able to keep some of, our dwelling places. All right. Just understand and know that draconian measures and laws are being passed so that people who believe in the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will be cut off from this society on purpose, as they're establishing this new God, all in the name of science, which is Satan at the end of the day. Okay, they are the elite of this world, and the rulers of this world, the people that they put before you, have the mind that they are God. Okay, and everything that they're doing is leading towards what? Full 100% control over you, your soul, and they want to act as God. So if you want to stay in this system, at some point you're going to have to acknowledge them as your God. When you read the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, that's what it's all about. John the Revelator saw what they would do at the very end of their system. All right, and then when you read Revelation, the 14th chapter, he shows you the message, okay, that would counter it, which is the new song sung by the elect, all right, which some of those 144,000 are here on earth in these times preaching, okay, preaching this word, man, which their message is going to be to separate from this world, that you're to worship the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, this world and what they're saying is totally opposite, man. So here and in Exodus, the 16th chapter, is where the story of the manna first appears. Okay, and it came from heaven. Okay, it wasn't a fungus that grows on earth. This is something that came directly from the chariot, the heavens. So as we start here in Exodus, the 16th chapter, as the children of Israel are separating, because what happened in the prior chapter, okay, is that Pharaoh and his army was swallowed up. Okay, Moses sang a song, Miriam helped lead some of the song. Okay, the horse and his rider, all right, Exodus 15:4, Pharaoh's chariots and his host has he cast into the sea. His chosen captives are drowned in the Red Sea. Okay, the depths have covered them, they sank into the bottom as a stone. Thy right hand, O Yahweh, which we know who his right hand is, his only begotten son, Hamashiach Yahushua, has become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Yahweh, have dashed in pieces the enemy. So the Israelites saw this. They saw the glory of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know, they witnessed this. You know, the Lord allowed them to see it. And you would think that after seeing something so powerful and mighty that they would be full of 100% faith. All right, that they would, you know, be all the way down. Interested in verse 15, it says, the Dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab, trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. All right, because these were the particular heathen who we would have to encounter on our way to the promised land. Okay, and they heard of the might of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They heard of what he did to the Egyptians. That's why, as you read in Numbers, you know, they were trying to throw enchantments on us. But as you keep reading, you know, the Lord provides water. And you keep reading. So even after all of that, in verse 24, and the people murmured against Moses, said, what shall we drink? See, could you imagine the Lord doing all of these great things, showing all of this power, and then your people constantly murmuring, man? Okay? So what happened? The Lord provided water. Okay? The Lord eventually, you know, as they kept going, okay, they encamped at a place where there were palm trees. All right, 12 wells of water, and they were good. Okay? Showing you that the Lord has us, but we do have to go through points where we may not know exactly what's next. Okay? And we're coming into those times. Remember, the Israelites had been marinating in Egypt after Jacob, you know, after we had favor, you know, under Joseph. Okay, 400 some odd years. Been marinating here in captivity, catching hell, assimilating into their society, just as we have here in Babylon the Great. So separating ain't going to be the most comfortable thing, but it's needed in order for us to get where? To the promised land. So as you go to the very next chapter, this is where the Lord provides manna. And this actually happened. So if the Lord was able to do this back then, how much more in this time? So verse 1 says, and they took their journey from Elim, all right, and the congregation of the children of Israel came into the wilderness of Sin, okay, and in the wilderness was ultimately where the Israelites were to get Egypt out of them and prepare themselves to go into the promised land. Now we know, all right, because of unbelief and everything else, you know, we didn't fully make it, all right, but this time we will, all right, under Yahushai, all right, and King David, you know, the elect will be brought into the promised land after we're changed. So it says, which is between Elim and Sinai, on the 15th day in the second month after the departing out of the land of Egypt. Okay, And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. Okay, could you imagine this? The Lord doing all of these great works. You know, you're separating from Egypt. Okay, you're dwelling in tents. Okay, you got the tabernacle on the fly. Okay, you're pretty much operating through the Spirit, and you're having to depend wholly upon the Lord. All right, but then every time you look back, you see murmuring, doubt, faithless Jake, man. Okay, that's why this generation had to die off. And then when you go into book of Deuteronomy, okay, that new generation was being prepared to enter because these niggas didn't want to believe. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. It says, and the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots and we did eat bread to the full, for ye have brought us forth into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. And you're going to have a lot of you Israelites, even in this time, as the true message of the prophets is to depart. You know, when you go through points where you don't know what's next, you're automatically going to blame the prophets, right? And we understand, even now, a lot of you hear the true message of the prophets and how hardcore it is, rooted in faith, and you're like, well, how the hell, y'all ain't going to feed us? I already know you got a lot of you Israelites talking like that. Well, go ahead and get into this devil's system and do what he's telling you to do and watch where it leads you. You were warned. Okay, this devil is honing in on full control. Okay, and he's using the flesh and your ability to eat, your ability to pay your bills, your ability to take care of your children as a means to get you to bow to him. And it's only going to get worse. And then once you bow to him, what do you think he's going to say? Okay, you're good. No, he's going to go further and then further and further. And we all know where in the hell it's going to end. Okay, you're going to be through. Because, yeah, you may have shown that you're fully juiced in order to keep your job. But what's next? There's going to be he's going to move the goalposts. Boost. You're going to have to do all types of stuff. And we know what it fully ends in, charagma. Okay? And bowing to this devil does not take away from the plagues that are coming as if you're going to be all right. He's still the devil. Okay? So it's best to lean upon the Lord. And that's what the scriptures say the elect would do. See, that thing of hunger, like what you see happening right now, with what they're doing with the food, the trucks ain't moving, the boats ain't moving. This thing is happening they're doing this on purpose, right? This is all happening on purpose. All right? Because when it's all said and done, they want everything in their control so that you have to come to them. This is why they stopped farmers from farming. Okay? This is why they did everything they're doing. It all leads towards what? Control. And they know Jake loves to eat. They know people, period, love to eat, especially you Americans. So when it comes to a point where you don't know exactly where your next meal is going to come from, the mass majority of the people are going to say, you know what? Esau, you are God. They're not going to think or have the thought that the Lord could feed them. Right? Here it is. The Lord just drowned Pharaoh and his army. All of these spiritual things happen in the plagues. He just gave you water. Water just, the wells, palm trees. Okay, and now you're finding another thing to murmur about. This is Jake. This is our people, man. And we can't tempt the Lord like that faithless generation, man. This is all here for a reason. What does it say in the book of Romans, the 15th chapter? Romans 15:4 says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Okay? And we'll get, there's another one as well. 1 Corinthians 10. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 10 and 1. It says, what does it say? Avoid Israel's mistakes. Okay, this is Paul. It says, moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. What was the cloud? The chariot that the Heavenly Father had there, the angel that everyone loves to ignore, the angel of the Most High God, Yahweh. And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. Okay? Being prepared to go into the Holy Land. And all did eat the same spiritual meat, our fathers. He said, our fathers, showing you that he's talking to Israelites. This ain't to heathen. And did all drink of that spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Hamashiach. See, Paul wasn't in the spirit. He's letting you know that that angel in the wilderness, the right hand, who did all those marvelous works, was Yahweh Shai. And he's here today. When you see those chariots, they all work for the Most High God, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And Yahweh Shai is coming back on the fathership, man. But he's here with us in spirit. All right? But verse 5, but with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Right? Why? Because of unbelief. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. See? And that's our people, man. Okay, man, we was eating tacos, man, with the pepper. You know, we had this, we had that. Now we following you niggas, telling you talk about God go take care of us. Nigga, I'm hungry, man. What the fuck? You ain't got no retirement plan, nigga. How I'ma eat? Neither be ye idolaters. And see, Esau from a child up has programmed us, okay, our people to be idolaters. To only worry about the flesh, not to be spiritual, man. Okay? As were some of them, neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it was written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. They're being assholes, man. Neither let us commit fornication as some of them committed and fell in one day 23,000. being evil, man. Worshiping the golden calf, all of that evil, man. And look at our people today. What's the new golden calf? This goddamn juice thing. They're worshiping it, man. Neither let us tempt Hamashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. All right? And all of these things happen in the wilderness. Let me read this last one. Now all these things happen unto them for in samples, and they were written for our admonition, unto whom the ends of the world are come, because we are that seed. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. So temptation is coming. There is no temptation taken but such as is common of man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able to bear. But yeah, you're going to go through something. But the Lord knows our limitations. He knows what we need. He knows what's up. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape that ye may be able to bear. You see that? So we're going to be all right. Now let's go back to where we were and read here. So we'll read back here in verse 3, Exodus 16:3. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died in the hand of Yahweh in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat eat bread to the full, for ye have brought us into this wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Could you imagine what Moses was going through? Verse 4, then said Yahweh unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. All right, so the Lord is telling Moses he's going to rain bread from heaven, food from heaven. Okay, and because it says bread doesn't mean it's actually bread. Bread can be likened unto any form of food. As a matter of fact, when you look up the word bread, I mean, it should be lacham. Okay, you say, give us this day our daily bread. That don't mean every day we want a piece of white bread. All right, but it could be bread, food, grain, bread, food in general. See? So lacham is how you say bread, even in the Lord's Prayer. All right, give us this day our daily bread. That word is lacham. Okay, see what the root word is. Can also, mean to eat, to use as food, and so forth. War. So, give us this day our what we need daily to get through his spiritual war. And the Lord does that. Okay. So it says, and it shall come to pass that on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. All right, because you're not supposed to do work on the Sabbath, which will be the 7th day at evening, which is technically the 8th. All right, which is the that weekly Sabbath. So it says, and Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of Israel at even, then ye shall know that Yahweh have brought you forth out of the land of Egypt. And in the morning, then ye shall see the glory of the Lord. All right, for that he heareth your murmurings against Yahweh. And what are we that ye murmur against us? Like, what have we done unto you? You saw what the Lord did. He just swallowed up Egypt. He just swallowed up the Egyptians, man. Pharaoh, they lost. All right, but the first thing Jake is lusting to do is to go back. And the Lord is destroying Babylon, man. So did you think you were going to hold on to these different positions and things you have here? No. It's just, you just have to be in the spirit to understand these things. Now, they seem hard and unfair, and like the Lord already has provision made for us. And Moses says, this is what shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat. Okay, and that was in the form of quail. Okay, and in the morning bread to the full. For that Yahweh hear your murmurings and so forth. So as you read down, because the Lord heard their murmurings, man. Now verse 10 says, and it came to pass, as Aaron spake unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel, that they looked toward the wilderness, and behold, the glory of Yahweh appeared in the cloud. There was a cloud following them in the wilderness, man. Could you imagine that? Okay, and who was in that cloud? His angel. Who's that angel? Yahushai. Okay, his mediator, his priest. How do we know it's a priest? Well, when you go to the, really quick, Exodus 23, or 20 and 23. All right. Exodus 23 and 20, it says, behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgression. Showing you that it was a high priest. It was a priest. For my name is in him. Okay. He put the Lord gave all things into his hands. Okay. But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemies unto your enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversaries. For mine angel shall go before thee and bring thee into the Amorites, into the Hittites, into the Perizzites, Canaanites, the Hivites, and so forth. So the Lord is telling you, look, this angel is going to be responsible for mighty things. Just obey. All right. And how were you to obey him? All right. Look, through Moses and Aaron, through the men that I set up. Okay. Who ultimately is communing with me through my voice. So this is high level, high level spiritual activity taking place. And Jake, all they're worried about is the flesh. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So the cloud appeared, right? It says in verse 10, and they looked towards the wilderness, and behold, the glory of the Lord, okay, appeared in the cloud. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel. At evening ye shall eat flesh, in the morning ye shall be filled with bread, and ye shall know that I am the Lord your God. And it came to pass that at evening the quails came up and covered the camp, and in the morning the dew lay round about the host. All right. So quails came up. And a side note, quail is in the same family as chicken. Okay, they're in the same family. For anyone saying chicken is unlawful, well, quail is in that same bird family line. You can look it up. Okay. Verse 14 says, and when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness there lay a small round thing, as small as the hoar frost on the ground. All right. So the Lord rained down manna from heaven, man. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, it is manna, for they wist not what it was. Now you got particular Jake talking about it was mushrooms. They had seen mushrooms before. Mushroom is a fungus. Mushroom doesn't rain down from heaven. Okay. Mushroom is a fungus that grows in the earth. Okay, it wasn't magic mushrooms, man. It was something that they had never seen before. Okay. As a matter of fact, when you look it up, the name manna, 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 it means what is it? The bread from heaven that fed the Israelites 40 years of the wilderness wanderings. For 40 years, he fed you with bread, man. So what do you think he's capable of doing in these times? All right. And these are the types of things that there's going to be some very, very great works coming, man. How, of a kind. Of what kind? Now, you mean to tell me they had never seen mushrooms at that point? The mushrooms had never been seen on the earth up until this point. And they're looking at it like, what is this? Right? Come on, man. I don't know where that Jake, who was teaching that weirdo doctrine, they got high off of mushrooms in the wilderness. Because he wants to get high off of mushrooms in the wilderness. So weirdo, man. Anyway, hopefully he repented, because that was terrible, man. And they said one to another, it is manna. What is it, basically? For they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, this is the bread which the Lord have given you to eat. And he told them basically how to gather it. And the children of Israel gathered it. All right. And when they did meet it with an omer, he gathered. He that gathered much had nothing over, and he that gathered little had no lack. They gathered every man according to his eating. So the Lord gave you food in the wilderness from the heavens, man. Our power did that. You see? And then eventually Jake messed that up. All right, now let's get that real quick. My servant shall eat. Okay, what's that in Isaiah the 64th chapter, man? 65th chapter. Okay, if you're wondering how we're gonna get this, how we're gonna get that, remember Esau's system is not the end all be all of food. He only has so much control. Okay, his power is waning. However, he's gonna use the flesh, all right, food, water, housing, and various other things as means to get you over, to buy you over into his plan. Okay? So we have to remember, hey, man, the Lord is able to feed us, man. We'll be all right. All right? Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay? See that? This is what the Lord said. Okay? And what does the scripture say also? There's a precept in the book of Psalms, the 37th chapter. Okay? Psalms 34:10. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. All right, even if sometimes the lions are lacking and they're going around looking for food and hungry. They even show that on Discovery Channel sometimes. They get skinny and, some eventually die, right? Well, or they'll find food, But the scriptures say, but they that seek the Lord shall not want any good thing. And we're seeking Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Psalms 37:19, they shall not be ashamed in an evil time, and we're in the day of evil. And in the day of famine, which is coming, they shall be satisfied. All right? All you have to do, let me real quick. Let's go to, let's see here. Give me 1 second. Look it up. I mean, you can clearly see the trucks, the food, the food is not moving. Okay, they're talking about how this food shortage is eventually, they saying it can last until 2023. They're openly just throwing these things out. Okay, because they're trying to scare you. They're setting up a siege. Okay, let's see here. Type in ships not moving. Container ships chaos in California. Because a lot of the stuff we get, it comes from a port in, the ports in California and different other, Mexico, different parts of the world. But hey, the U.S. shipping crisis is not going away. As 33 cargo ships, product shortages, for Christmas. I was reading about that. Shipping crisis getting worse. Okay, so this is all being done systematically because the powers that be, they want to set themselves up to be the Most High. And we've been telling you that they were going to do this. Okay? And there's only so much carnal prepping you can do. Okay, the spirit, we're living in the times where the spirit is going to have to be dealing with you, man. So in a time of famine, they're going to be satisfied, and they're setting up a siege. They're going to cut off the water. They're going to cut off what can go where, and they're going to have control of how you get these things in their mind. Well, we just read about how the Lord in the wilderness fed Israel. So how much more in these times, what can he do as we're being led out of this spiritual Egypt? It's being plagued again. Okay, so what does that mean? Miracles are coming. Okay, and well, he's going to find a way to feed us. All right, but the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume into the smoke. They shall consume away. And what does that go into? Isaiah the 34th chapter. All right, because these Edomites, man, let's get that. Okay, Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, who control this new modern day Egypt, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. For the sword of the Lord is filled with blood, and is made with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, and with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Basra, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Which this is that land right here, and this is end time prophecy. You see, now the carnal man. Well, it says the land of Basra. Well, this is spiritually Basra. This is spiritually the land of Idumea, because according to prophecy, Babylon the Great is going to be judged. All right, with a great judgment, the day of the Lord's vengeance, man. Okay, the actual landmass. Basra ain't controlling nothing right now. Babylon the Great is what's in full control and authority, man, with this beast system. So we got a lot to look forward to. We just got to remain in the faith. Okay, and Jake start complaining about the manna. Numbers 11 and 6. But now our soul is dried away, and there is nothing besides this manna before our eyes. Like, what do you mean? And the manna was as coriander seed, and the color thereof was the color of bdellium. And when the dew fell upon the camp at night, the manna fell upon it. So here it is. The Lord fed Jake with food from heaven, and they still found a way to rebel. Deuteronomy 8 and 3. And he humbled thee and suffered thee to hunger and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not. Showing you it wasn't mushrooms, man. Neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know what man doth, that man doth not live by bread only, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of Yahweh doth man live. And what is that manna in these times? It's Yahweh. All right, being sent down in the form of the Holy Spirit. The understanding we have, we're being fed well above measure, with the understanding which is sustaining us. But also, the physical food is going to be cut off, man, in the ways that we've usually got them. Like Esau's going to cut off these stores. Only Walmart, Costco, certain places going to be open. Your little markets that you usually go to, your taco spots. He's bleeding out the economy. Another shutdown in your favorite Indian food, your favorite places you go to eat are going to be shut down. He knows that. He knows that, man. So, verse 16, who fed thee in the wilderness with manna, which thy fathers knew not, that he might humble thee, and that he might prove thee to do thee good at the latter end. Okay? John 6 and 31, our fathers did eat manna in the desert, as it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat. All right? and basically, if you're separated from this world, it's going to seem like it's going to be a desert, like there's going to be no way, but the Lord going to get us through, man. John 6 and 58, this is that bread which come down from heaven, not as your father did eat manna and are dead. He that eateth this bread shall live forever. And that's the bread of everlasting life, man, which is Yahweh. Okay? So, and that hidden manna we've received of that hidden manna in these latter, ultimately from the foundation of the earth. But, that hidden manna is going to lead to that white stone, which is being exempt from judgment. So, but I just wanted to go into that, man. We're going to be all right, because the enemy is going to lay a siege, okay? He's been known to do this. And they're going to send in the troops as a means to, all right, well, you're going to get your food. This is how you're going to get you, because that's what martial law means, that the military are going to handle your everyday civil affairs. So we're in a small, form of it, but it's going to get worse, as people leave these jobs, the economy and falls. That's going to justify them in sending the troops. Okay, stores are going to be empty. Stores are going to shut down. Businesses are going to shut down. And when it's all said and done, you're going to have to look up. And in their eyes, they're going to be God. And in order for you to eat, in order for you to drink, in order for you to have the electricity, in order for you to have anything, you're going to have to go through them. That's when you as an Israelite are going to be forced to lean fully upon Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, as he controlled. The earth is the Lord's in his fullness, all right? Let me get that real quick. All right, First Corinthians 10:26, the earth is Yahweh's and the fullness thereof. Psalms 24:1, the earth is Yahweh's and the fullness thereof, and the world, and they that dwelleth therein. So don't let Esau, all right, play on your flesh and use it as a means for you to bow to him. All right? So I just wanted to go into that. Hopefully you all were edified. Shalom.